विद्या ददाति विनयम, विनयाद याति पात्रताम, पात्रत्वात् धर्माप्नोति, धनाद धर्म ततः सुखम. Which means education bestows humility. Humility leads to character. From character, one acquires wealth, and from wealth, one does good deeds which brings happiness.
It is an absolute honor for me today to introduce our esteemed guest, IAS Officer Kanika Goyal. Securing an impressive All India rank 9 in the UPSC Civil Services examination, she stands as a beacon of perseverance, discipline and intellect. Kanika ma'am originally belonged to Model Town in Haryana. She has always been a determined child, securing 10 CGPA in 10th standard and being declared as a state topper in her 12th. In higher education, she studied at... Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me here. So today Palak told me to talk about mind over matter with you all. So mind and matter are two different things which I see. Can anybody tell what do you understand by mind and what do you understand by matter? What is mind? It's a small session, I can also come over here as well. Yeah, what is mind? So mind, when we are talking about, is basic logic. Agree? It's the core determination that we have. At times it's the inner voice that we feel. It's the imagination, the left brain that we have. It's left or right, whatever. It's the imagination, it's the creativity that we have. And at the end of the day, it's the thoughts which we are having. It's what we think is what our mind is. Everybody agrees on it? And what is the matter? What is the matter? So matter is, so if we take thinking as the input part to it, matter is the output part to it. Matter is what we see outside. Matter is like this hall, you and me sitting, our bodies, our peers, books, resources, college, the setup which we are operating in. It's the responsibilities that you have, it's your travel, it's your food, all the things that you are having. And also the emotions which you share every time is also a part of matter, because that is what the output is of what you are thinking. You give out as an emotion, as a response, as a reaction at times. So that's how we break mind and matter. So let me start with putting a thought of Vivekananda to all of you. He has said that we are what our thoughts are. We are what our thoughts are. So take care of what you think. Words are secondary. Take care of what you think. Words are secondary. Thoughts live. If you think something, that will live in your mind for long. That will stay and they travel far. So let's start with you all. You are almost all of you are in college. And how many of you are preparing for civil services? Can I have a raise of hands? So I can say around 60% is preparing for civil services. Many of you would be commuting all the days. Many of you would be caught up in the issues of families and the issues of teachers and societies and fest, in assignments and relationships and all the things out there. A lot of things. And at the end of the day, what we feel, what is the feeling out there with so many things going around, the duties you share, the responsibilities you have, what you have to do for your family, the relationship mess that is out there, So at the end of the day, isn't it that at the end of the day, don't you say to yourself, I feel messy, I feel anxious, I feel there is too much crowd in my head, or if somebody has just put up some cables which have got entangled with each other, you feel it, no? Has anybody ever? So what I feel is we are messy in our head. But is that the head part of it? Is that actually the mind of it? Is that is affecting us? It's actually the mess that is growing around, which tries to take over our head. But if we keep our head strong, we can take over the mess. So now I'll read a poem which I wrote when I was feeling the same mess in my first year. At the end of it, when I was standing for some elections, and then I wrote to myself all the thoughts which were running through my mind. I'll read it to all of you. Happy, joyous and excited. It was in 2018 back then. Happy, joyous and excited, ready to change. With dreams in my eyes, I entered LSR. I've done my graduation in political science from LSR. With courage and resolve that nothing, Kanika, nothing can stop you. And with dreams in my eyes, I entered LSR. Not from the elitist of schools or towns, not from the so-called English background, but with dreams in my eyes, I entered LSR. To be fierce, confident and be myself. To carve a space in a foreign place. And with dreams in my eyes, I entered LSR. Biases, assignments, and at times all those unresponsive highs, and broke me many a times, broke me again and again. But because I had dreams in my eyes, I proceeded in LSR. And then I wrote at the end of this poem, when I was speaking, I said that it transformed me. Within a year, feeling all of it has actually transformed me and will be transforming. And I agree to it when I see around 7 years ahead of it in 2025, reading it again yesterday. It will be transforming, and it did transform me. As with the dreams in my eyes, I stepped further with my journey in LSR. So that was what college was to me. The lecture doesn't end over here, so let me introduce myself. Let me start with the introduction. I was a small little girl in 2012, only child to her parents, who just out of blue thought that I'll be an IAS officer. Just out of blue thought that I'll be an IAS officer with coming not from a family of bureaucrats, not even a distant relative being in government service, completely outside. I decided I'll be an IAS officer, and that's what the determination was. And then I started to move on my path. I'm Kanika Goyal. I am IAS 23 batch. Currently I'm posted in Haryana Kada. I have recently completed my district training in District Hisar. And currently I'm doing my assistant secretaryship, which is a part of training over here in Delhi only. Other than it, I have done my political science honors batch of 2017-2020 from LSR, which is what I narrated to you all. So that's about me. I come from Kaithal district of Haryana, as she mentioned over. Whatever else I don't want to mention over. So I started the journey. As I said, Kaithal is not a big town. It is a small town. I decided it. But I'll say my parents stood with me all the while. They were standing along with me like rock pillars all the time. I thank today Palak for inviting me over here, Aditya for inviting me over here. So let's just start with the story again. Starting with the story, what a 7th standard girl would be expected to do when she decides that she is going to be an IAS officer. What do you expect her to do? any friend, any guidance you can find over? I didn't. The only friend I could find over was the internet. And then, truly I said that friends do misguide you, and internet did it in the right way. So when I googled over it, what should I be doing and how should I be becoming an IAS officer, it told me take humanities. I said, okay, I need to take humanities. Great choice, I'll go for humanities, but that was what I chose. My parents stood with me. And in 2015, CSE 2015's result came out, 2016-2015's result came out. And Tina Dabi ma'am was the topper of the batch. Oh, hurrah, the girl is from humanities. The girl is, whenever I used to just like find my path, the girl has done it from the toppest college. Can I make it over there to again set my life in a different path? And in 12th, I started with that journey. These are random things. I think many of you would be sharing a lot bigger problems and struggles over here. It's not even a struggle if to say, but I didn't go to school per se. Because state boards, again Hindi medium, I couldn't understand a word out of it. I went through those history, pol science, economics, all by myself, and as she said, got a good percentage in my state boards and could make it to LSR. The only reason I told you all of this and all this long of a story and I bored you with this is to convey one thing. To convey one thing is that when life stops throwing problems at you, when you decide something, you are going to have problem. But when you decide something and you stop facing problems, why? Like, what is that a sign of? That is at times that is a sign, man, that you are on a wrong path. You are absolutely have taken an incorrect path because you are not facing problems. Because problems at the end of the day are the happier part. Are happier part because they let you grow. Didn't whatever problems you guys may have faced in your life, didn't they let you grow? Most of the problems would have ensured that you are growing. So your mind is a processor. So again, coming back to the topic, your mind is kind of a processor. You put thoughts as inputs, and whatever thing you get at output is the matter part of it. And then you can transform it over. So when your body actually breaks down, it says that I can't, and your mind says that I must. What's the end result of it? You do it, don't you? So when you decide you can do it, you do it. When you decide you cannot do it, you don't do it. And that's what the power of our mind is. It's like a muscle that you train in your gym, and then it trains with resistance and resilience and gaining perseverance. Isn't that the case? Okay. I feel that was a good part of it that time. Why did I feel it? I felt it because that was the same teacher. When I entered into the college, I had told, ma'am, I will be an IAS officer. I didn't say I want to be. I didn't say I wish to be. I told her I will be. Then she asked me, why do you say you will be? I said, ma'am, I say I will be because I can't see myself as a part of crowd. I want to do something better in my life, to do something extraordinary. And that's how the conversation ended. She may have had forgotten it, but I did remember it, and it has stuck all over it. But again, if that day in my 6th sem, that thing wouldn't have happened, that thing wouldn't have given me power to actually remember that moment each day when I was preparing and whenever I was feeling low, when I was preparing for my UPSC for the next 3 years. So I thank that moment in life. So whatever happens, again, happens for a reason. So whenever you are on a journey, now let me tell to you again, people will ignore you first. They ignore you. Then you start doing something, they start laughing at you. They ignore you, they laugh at you. Then they feel like, अरे इसने तो बहुत कुछ कर लिया. फिर उसके बाद they started fighting you. But if you have that power, then you win. And what is at the end of it? They start admiring you as well. And that's how life goes.
From pole science on our first year. So I just wanted you to ask that even after pursuing this, so do we need a backup plan or something? Because after this we don't have any placement or something that means if you want to say something or add on it.
Like I didn't have a backup plan per se. So
It is necessary to need a
I was
backup plan.
thrown out in blue. But at the end of the day, I did realize that it's good to have. But recently I was meeting a friend and she told me कि मैंने तो अपने आप को छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में उलझा दिया. तो बैकअप प्लान इज लाइक बीए के बाद एमए करने लग गई, एमए के बाद पीएचडी करने लग गई, एंड देन यू जस्ट गॉट कॉट अप इन द साइकिल. So if you can go for a better backup plan, I won't say BA, MA, PhD is a good backup plan. It is not.
But it's like कि अगर backup plan है, that means you are not stuck with the plan A.
हाँ. So मतलब पूरा फोकस ऐसा प्लान बी लो कि पूरा फोकस आपका प्लान बी पे डाइवर्ट ना हो जाए. My thing is this: if you can take up something like an internship or something like a good thing out there, then it's good. Baki, it's up to you if you can manage it out loud. I did feel when I was giving my second attempt that I should have had one backup plan, because UPSC is at the end of the day unpredictable. You can't predict it, and it's how much soever we'll say it's about excellence, it's also about the blessings of God. It's also about the luck that you carry with you. So it's good to have a backup plan.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, Palak. Yeah.
Ma'am, I want to ask you that sometimes during studies, did you feel that what if मेरा नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ अगर मैं क्लियर नहीं कर पाई, then what's next, and then what like expectations होती हैं फैमिली के आपसे, सोसाइटी के आपसे, सबको पता है कि हम ये तैयारी कर रहे हैं. Sometimes मैम during studies it comes to our mind कि what if नहीं हो पाया, then what is the next, क्या करना है फिर, और नहीं हो पाया तो हम उस प्रेशर से कैसे निकल पाएंगे कि हमने कुछ सोचा था, बचपन का ड्रीम था और क्लियर नहीं हो पाया. लाइक मैम, हाउ टू डील विद सेल्फ डाउट एंड लेस कॉन्फिडेंस वाला थिंग.
मतलब सेल्फ डाउट तो रोज ही होगा. मतलब इतना कुछ पढ़ रहे हो, मतलब कई बार होता है यू रीड अ लॉट एंड देन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आफ्टर अ वीक व्हेन यू गो बैक टू द बुक यू डोंट इवन रिमेंबर द बेसिक्स ऑफ इट. तो देन यू फील कि मैं जो कर रही हूँ वो सही कर रही हूँ, नहीं कर रही हूँ. मैंने तो पूरी लाइफ ही अपनी इसके ऊपर बेस कर दी है, जो कि बहुत गलत है. तो आई डिड हैव माई ओन सेल्फ डाउट्स. एट दैट टाइम योर पेरेंट्स स्टैंड विद यू, एंड एट दैट टाइम यू हैव टू स्टैंड विद योर सेल्फ. It's good to have voices in your mind, but it's good to have good voices in your mind. It's at time it's important to silence those bad voices. So I'll tell you a few mechanisms to do that. You can call over a friend, bestest of the friend, don't call over anyone, and rant it out loud. One. Second, you can rant it out to your own self. Take a copy, pen and paper, journal it out, whatever doubts you are feeling. At the end of it, when you are journaling it out, you won't end the note. I'm properly sure about it that you won't end the note on a doubt. You'll be ending the note that I'll be getting back and I'll be doing, which is the power of it. And then third, you can just talk to your parents, or you can just go for a good walk. Indulge yourself in some exercise or go for a walk. Your mind will be a little cleared up, and then you can get back to your work. So it's about lowering those voices of self-doubt, because when you stop doubting your own potential, as I said, that we feel that we are inadequate, but we are not. We are powerful beyond measure, and that's what it is.
So much.
Yeah.
Greetings, ma'am.
Hi.
Myself Kalpana. I'm pursuing BA program from Miranda House.
Hi, Kalpana.
So ma'am, मेरा जो डाउट था कि मिरांडा हाउस, LSR, ऐसे कॉलेजेस जो मतलब काफ़ी प्रेस्टिजियस कॉलेजेस हैं, तो इसमें मतलब इसकी जो स्टडीज़ होती है वी आर परसुइंग आवर डिग्री, तो इस डिग्री का इन यूपीएससी जर्नी में क्या मतलब सिग्निफिकेंस रहता है? शुड बी फोकस ऑन द कॉलेज स्टडीज़ और शुड बी बैलेंस आउट द प्रिपरेशन एंड स्टडीज़, और शुड बी neglect the studies in some way and totally focus on the preparation, because चीज़ें थोड़ी सी अलग होती हैं. कॉलेज में जो चीज़ें होती हैं वो स्कॉलरली डिबेट्स एंड ऑल होती हैं,
एंड जो यूपीएससी है वो काफ़ी मतलब ऐसे ऑब्जेक्टिव बेस्ड है कि उसमें सब कुछ पता होना चाहिए, और कॉलेज में जो पता है वो बहुत गहराई से पता होना चाहिए। तो दोनों में क्या कैसे कर सकते हैं?
ठीक है, तो कॉलेज की बात करिए तो आपने, तो कॉलेज में, कॉलेज व्हाई यू एंटर कॉलेज? यू एंटर कॉलेज फॉर योर पर्सनालिटी। 3 साल लगाते हो, पर्सनालिटी के लिए लगाते हो। तो वट एवर यू गेट इन कॉलेज इज लाइक, वट माई टेक अवे फ्रॉम LSR इज द वे इट हैज मेड मी एज अ वुमेन. So I won't say matlab studies, yes, you have to study for your exams, you have to go like do well in your assignments, but if you are preparing for UPSC थोड़ा बहुत आप पढ़ सकते हो साथ में उसका, मतलब I started it in my 3rd year, थोड़ा थोड़ा पढ़ना उसके बारे में, but 1st और 2nd year तो I was like involved in college का पूरा proper, because if you are not involved in your college, in the present you are not taking benefit of the thing you are in. So for the present moment, you also have to take benefit of the thing you are put in, the thing that you are investing in, and then at the end of it, when you have taken some benefit out of it, then you can start investing in your journey further ahead. Got my point? Yeah, should I clear it out thoda sa? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Myself Aspirant from IPCW pursuing philosophy. So my question is, what are the valuable lessons that you have learned through your suggest?
What are the valuable lessons which I have learned? I'm still learning. One thing too is this, and yes, it would be that you keep on learning all throughout. First, like UPSC per se, like taught me actually कि आपको restrict करना है अपने आप को. So there's a lot of thing which is outside, lot of resources, lot of books, lot of people speaking, a lot of guidance out there. So you have to silent a lot of voices, silent a lot of resources, and you have to decide it for yourself कि ये चीज़ मुझे करनी है. So one thing is this, that you have to at times, even when we are working, like we are working on field also, there's a lot of information out there, but to deliver something out, we have to actually focus on few parts of it. And that's how you focus on the syllabus, then you focus on your PYQs, then you decide what you are focusing on. So that was one lesson. Second lesson was to be resilient, to always keep like pushing us up. And then third is to revise. So you constantly need to revise over the things you have learned. For example, जो भी चीज़ आपने पढ़ ली, your mind is going to forget it out. तो मैं कहूँ whatever I had given in UPSC 2 years back, my mind remembers the same out there. It's not the case. So your mind is a forgetting machine in itself also. So you have to ensure that you are revising your things again and again. So one is revise, second is having restricted things, and then third is being resilient all the time. So these were my lessons. Okay. Yeah.
Paper of ethics in examination, and I have heard somewhere that ethics cannot be taught, it can be learned. So what's your opinion on this?
Ethics is your value system basically, the kind of value system which you are carrying with yourself. Isn't that the case? There are some, so for ethics, when you are studying about it, what you can study is what others have said over justice, what others have said over rights, what others have told over other philosophical aspects of it. But you can't study what others have said over values, what values are, how society should be organized, what laws are, what conscience is. At the end of the day, you have to give your own judgment to it. But that doesn't mean that you can't expand your viewpoint about the way world is thinking about ethics. So morals is what you carry from your own self. Ethics is morals including societal value system. So when you are studying for that system, for that paper, you study the societal value system which is out there, you integrate that with your own ethics, and then you write it in the paper. Understood? Yeah. Yeah, ask.
So some people say that UPSC causes a lot of instability in your life. So again, think about this instability. So what is your point of view for this instability?
Stability, no? Instability. UPSC brings a lot of instability, as she asked, that you don't have a plan B to yourself. तो अगेन इंस्टेबिलिटी को डील कैसे करोगे? कुछ भी इंस्टेबल है, आप स्टेबल करके, instability is out there, which is the matter. You can stable, what you can stable out is the mind and the things around you. So you can stabilize your own mind, then you can make your parents believe in you, your surroundings believe in you, and then you keep on working. It's not that you will stop feeling instability. Instability, along with your parents, along with your mind, you also stabilize whatever you are studying. So whatever you are referring to, that is also stabilized in that part. So you have to be clear in your head, and that will take away the instability. I won't say like if anybody has financial issues and if anybody want to do something, then you keep on learning skills. You can carry on a plan B. You can carry on something other as well, which is at times good also, which is at times can hamper also. But that's the decision what you make for your own self. But you need to have stability in your own headspace. That is what that matters. Yeah. Ask. You had a question. She also had a question, I guess. You had a question, no? Yeah. Can you ask after? Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
My name is Mahi Sharma. I'm from Miranda House. I just wanted to share. Just want you to share some experiences, some incidences from your life. Way it was before clearing the exam and what differences you noticed around you after you cleared the exam. And secondly, I want you to share some strategy to maintain a consistency.
Okay, then how to maintain, my tips over maintaining consistency is again keeping, like having a detailed syllabus. So what you have something in front of you कि हाँ मुझे ये करना है. When it is clear in your head कि मुझे हाँ ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, then you can move. So when you measure the things, you can actually move the things out there. So you are measured, then you have a book list, then you have a plan. When you make all of this, then you can decide कि हाँ कैसे करना है. Still there will be breakage, but you get back to it again and again. Again, the next part is it कि आप consistent कैसे रहो, आप revise करते रहो चीज़ों को, तो आप उनको भूलोगे नहीं. Then third is trying different methods to be consistent. तो एक चीज़ आपने पढ़ ली, you start getting bored with it, like reading the same pages again. I'll be bored after a while, no? यही पढ़ के मैं बोर हो जाऊंगी, तो इसको मैं अलग तरीके से कैसे पढूं? मैं कभी उसका इंडेक्स निकाल के पढ़ सकती हूँ, मैं कभी उसको बस ऐसे ही एक ब्लैंक पेज ऑफ पेपर लेके पढ़ सकती हूँ. अगर इट इज़ रिलेटेड टू ज्योग्राफी या कुछ भी मैप का उसमें आ रहा है, तो इंडिया के मैप को जब मैं देख रही हूँ, आई कैन जस्ट रिवाइज इट ओवर कि हाँ गुजरात में ये बात हुई है, हरियाणा में ये बात हुई है, MP में ये बात हुई है, and then I can summarize it over. So you have to try different methods to be consistent. You have to have a plan in front of you to be consistent. You have to stick to the same resources to be consistent. Because when you keep changing resources, you will be reading the same thing, but you will not be feeling that you are reading the same thing. You will be reading the same thing in a different language, which doesn't make any sense. So you pick something, you read it over and over. When you get bored with it, try different methods to read it over and over. समझ आया? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
I'm Puri Gumasta from Ram College.
Yeah.
I have a doubt that while our college, during our college, we are told to write answer writing in very descriptive forms, and during UPSC asked to write it in concise way in pointers. So, how did you prepare for mains answer writing? That's my question.
UPSC is not asking you to write in a concise way, in pointers or anything. But that's how people deal with it. So anybody can deal with it in paragraphs, anybody can deal with it in pointers and all. Why people go for that point-wise approach in UPSC is because UPSC, so when you are writing your paper, which stream are you from?
Arts.
BA program. So when you are writing, for example, you have political science. So when you are writing a paper of political science, you are doing your bachelor's in it. What your audience is who is checking your paper? It's a professor who has studied political science more than you. Isn't that the case? Has studied political science more than you, no? So to that person you have to showcase your knowledge of a one single subject, that is political science. And that's how I answer my optional also. But coming to the GS. GS is what? It's a generalist paper. Do you have to show any specific knowledge to the examiner? So when there is nothing specific, there is a diversity out there. Diversity, it's difficult to inculcate that diversity in paragraphs. Because paragraphs are going to take a lot many words, they are going to have depth to it, and that's why you go for scholarly things in paragraphs. But points will actually go for less depth but more diversity. And that's how you address it out. I hope it clears your doubt. You can pass over the mic to her.
First one is that we have come and in the college, and like my parents told, okay, you enjoy the first year of your college and be involved in all the societies. But now when we are going to enter our second year, so my parents are like, you need to leave some societies because now you need to start your journey, your UPSC journey. You need to start learning about that. So like I am pretty confused because I like enjoying part of many societies because it promotes my personality development. But then on the other hand, I am not able to contribute much of my time to my UPSC journey also. Moreover, my second question was that like now it's the era of online coachings, and like in offline coachings we can see the competition. But in online ones, like we are sitting at our home and we are just watching the online videos and all. So we can't actually really experience the competition. So that's the thing that brings a dilemma that we should prefer online coachings or offline coachings. Although online give us a better edge because you need not transport that long. But in offline it gives you better experience. So what's your take on that?
So it's firstly is like कि मेरे को societies में मतलब I am मतलब दो questions है ना. First is I am more interested in societies and my parents are saying now you focus in your UPSC part of it. First year में उन्होंने बोला कि जितने मज़े करने हैं उतने मज़े कर लो. मैंने मज़े किया, मुझे मज़े में मज़ा आने लग गया and then I can't focus on UPSC now. ठीक है. So let me answer the first question first and then we'll get to the second part of it. So first question is कि societies, again as I said that college is for the development of your personality. For your personality, societies are again an integral part of it. When you grow with your peers, you are learning, you are competing, you are developing new skills, which is going to shape your personality. Isn't that the case? Don't you see that any society which you have been a part of it, that did add something to your personality? Must have, no? Added something, no? Now, in which year are you in now? So focus on your college now. My sincere advice to you. You want to go for UPSC, start like focusing in on it at the end of like in your third year, when you can actually look at the book list, decide your books, and then you can appear for your attempt. But for your first 2 years, focus on what your college is giving to you, because your college is also adding something to your personality. Your college is also developing you as a human being. It's also developing you to conquer the world out there. When you are studying, you will be going out for researches, you will be going out to meet your friends, you will be roaming around Delhi, which is also a larger part to it. So don't cocoon yourself, because UPSC at the end of the day will be asking you to get cocooned in a room and then study, which is not how a person should be developing out love. To the second part of it, when you are taking online offline coachings, so online coaching में मुझे competition feel नहीं होता. That's what I felt also. So mine was, as I told Palak, mine was a COVID batch. So COVID हुआ, it was in March 2020 when COVID actually happened. I was supposed to get graduated in May 2020. तो वो COVID लगने के बाद I had to start like switch to start preparing. I started preparing. I took एक insights का कुछ program था जो मैंने लिया. अब वो प्रोग्राम तो ले लिया, बट देन आई कुडंट मेजर इट आउट लाउड कि क्या चल रहा है. दे डू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स बट वी स्टॉप डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. आई लाइक मैं कर तो रही हूँ, बट मुझे क्या पता बाकी सब लोग क्या कर रहे हैं. जो पूरा करोल बाग भरा हुआ है, जो पूरा राजेंद्र नगर भरा हुआ है, वहाँ तो बच्चे पता नहीं क्या क्या कर रहे हैं. A lot of them are uploading their answers also, जो वो एक answers के उसमें डालते थे. So I don't stand anywhere, and I also need that pressure. So keep feeling that pressure, and that online thing can also make you feel. And then when you keep feeling that pressure, you actually like grow, but that doesn't demand that you have to put yourself in an offline space, because when you are putting yourself in an offline space, you are exposing yourself to a lot of matter which is not required. People referring to a lot of books, people talking about a lot of things which don't matter. So if you can just shut out those things and focus on in your own space, that's the best part of it. But if you can't, then you have to throw yourself out in the offline world. Yeah, at times I'm thankful that COVID happened for that reason, that I could actually prepare in that sense. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I am Shagun Sharma. I am from Daulat Ram College.
Hi, Shagun.
And I am pursuing political science honors. So, ma'am, I have two questions from you. So, first question is that, ma'am, in our daily life, we have hundreds of works to do. Like, we are involved in hundreds of societies. Like, I'm in a lot of societies and I have to do a lot of work. And also, we feel a sense of insecurity, because we feel like, what if we are not able to pursue what we are dreaming of? We have that insecurity. And also, we have to have a security in our life, like a job security or pursuing our dream. So we have a lot of things like going on in our mind, and like we have to prepare for this exam, for that exam. And also, like at the end of the day, I feel like my day was not so much productive. Even if I am doing a lot of work, even if I am doing a lot of work which is productive, that I still feel that I am not so much productive in my life. But ma'am, I just feel so downtrodden and heart-wrenching at that time. So could you please tell me how can I deal?
It's good to feel down at times. It's good to feel when you are productive, you are not productive, because feeling that is actually going to make you more productive the next day. Like, take a pen and paper. So again, when I talked about, there are a lot of things going around, and that actually ends up into a wired, entangled mess out, like in front of you. You can't get clarity. So to have that clarity, you sit with a pen and paper, write your thoughts down, that these are the papers which I can give, these are the societies, these are the internships, these are the things which I can do. But what do I want for myself? At the end of the day, how do I see myself? Not for all the life, don't go for bigger goals. How do I see myself in next 5 years? What do I want to do? And then you'll get clarity. तो अब छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप को उलझाना बंद कर दोगे. शायद वो एक चाय का कप अपने दोस्त के साथ पीने जाना हो, या फिर बस ऐसे ही रोम अराउंड करने जाना हो, या फिर जनपद पे शॉपिंग करने जाना हो. You'll stop involving yourself in those things at times, and then you will decide on the bigger part of it. So you'll start feeling a little more productive in that sense. Yeah.
So ma'am, actually I feel personally that the first step towards the preparation is always the hardest. Like the first step is always very hardest. So it becomes very difficult for me to frame out कि मैं start कैसे करूँ, कहाँ से करूँ. And at times I have also started preparation like 3 to 4 times, but still I failed. मतलब प्रिपरेशन वो कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं आ पाती है अपनी प्रिपरेशन में. एंड ऑल्सो मैम आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क कि आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी कैसी थी? हाउ डिड यू डिवाइड योर स्ट्रैटेजी अलॉन्ग ईयर्स, लाइक 2 years और समथिंग? एंड मैम आपने कब से प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट की थी एंड कैसे उसको डील किया था विद दैट प्रेशर एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स?
तो मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी तो फर्स्ट बेसिक स्ट्रैटेजी तो 3rd year में तो मैंने अगेन एक बुक लिस्ट बना ली थी अपनी, एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग थोड़ा थोड़ा उसके बारे में. आई जस्ट टेक अ सीट. तो 3rd year में जब मैंने उसके बारे में मतलब पढ़ना शुरू कर दिया, तो कुछ बुक लिस्ट से आई रेफर टू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. देन आई स्टार्टेड एक्चुअली प्रिपेयरिंग. सो यू से दैट यू हैव सेटबैक्स. 3rd year आई हैड माई सेटबैक्स. देन वो कॉलेज के एग्जाम्स आ जाते हैं, जो भी आते हैं, असाइनमेंट्स एंड ऑल दैट थिंग्स दैट यू लुक आफ्टर. Then I started my proper preparation in July. In July I actually made a plan out there कि इस तरीके से करना है, मेरे पास टाइम इतना है. ठीक है?
थैंक यू सो मच.
Okay.
Hello ma'am, myself Shivanshi. I'm a student of political science from DRC. My question is, as you said, I had a question of when to start preparation. I got a clear answer of it that first 2 years you should focus onto your college and then pursue further preparation. As you said, being a third year student in college preparing for UPSC, I'm in first year itself, but when I see to it, how can one manage between college and preparing of UPSC? As everybody says, these are the strategies, these are the schedules. What would you say a person should not do being a UG student and managing UPSC as well? So few insights you would like to give on what we should not do while preparing for UPSC in college.
Unless and until you are getting into drugs, everything is okay. Yeah, fine. Any other doubt? Yeah. But for your first 2 years, if you want to like start preparing a bit in your third year, I'd recommend that.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, I have just recently joined the coaching, but I am just confused between the coaching material and class notes and the standard book. So I just mess up between these three. So like I want your help कि how to prioritize this or like कैसे manage करूँ?
कोचिंग मटेरियल, क्लासरूम या स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स? एक चीज पकड़नी है. मैंने पॉलिटिकल साइंस की कोचिंग ली तो मैंने बस कोचिंग के नोट्स पकड़े. मैंने जो जिन चीज़ों की कोचिंग, जीएस की कोचिंग नहीं ली तो बस स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स पकड़ी. तो डोंट गो फॉर टू थिंग्स, फॉर वन थिंग, बिकॉज एज यू सेड द सेम थिंग इज गोइंग टू टेल यू द अदर, लाइक द एग्जैक्ट सेम थिंग बट इन अ डिफरेंट लैंग्वेज. रीडिंग इट यू विल बी फीलिंग कि अरे अलग पढ़ रहे हैं, ये तो बढ़िया पढ़ा रहा है, इससे तो ज़्यादा समझ आ रहा है. नहीं होता है, उसको ही दोबारा पढ़ लोगे ना उससे अच्छा. योर माइंड विल लर्न इट, इट हैज़ अ सबकॉन्शियस टू इट. तो जब क्या होता है, व्हेन जैसे पहले जब बचपन में होता था ना, व्हेन यू यूज्ड टू राइट योर आंसर्स, तो बुक का एग्जैक्ट पेज याद आता था ना, एग्जैक्ट वो हाइलाइटर का कलर भी याद आता था कि हाँ इस कलर से हाईलाइट किया हुआ है मैंने जो मैं लिख रही हूँ. तो दैट्स हाउ यू हैव टू ट्रेन योर मेमोरी फॉर दिस एग्जाम ऑल्सो, एंड दैट वुड हैपन व्हेन यू आर नॉट हैविंग टू मेनी रिसोर्सेज. तो एक ही चीज़ पकड़नी है, उसी को आप अपने हाथ से लिख के रिफाइन करते रहो. मेरे पास तो हाथ वाले नोट्स भी नहीं होते थे. मैंने क्या किया था, स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स जैसे जिसके लिए भी पकड़ी, तो स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स को ही मैंने तीन चार बार पढ़ लिया. 3-4 बार पढ़ के, जैसे उस टाइम तो लगता है कि नोट्स बना लो, लेकिन जो भी मैंने उस टाइम नोट्स बनाए होंगे ऑल ऑफ देम वेंट इनटू वेस्ट. क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे सारी चीज़ तो उसी स्टैंडर्ड बुक में है ना, जो बेस चीज़ है वो तो उसी में है ना, पढ़ना तो मेरे को उसी को है. उसके बाद जब आपने 3-4 बार पढ़ लिया, चीज़ें आपके दिमाग में बैठ गई, तो उस चीज़ का नोट बनाओ, बस जो चीज़ इंपॉर्टेंट है और आपके दिमाग में नहीं बैठी, एंड फिर उसको लिख लिया. फिर आप रिकॉल करी जाओ. उसको रिकॉल करोगे कैसे कि हाँ चलो पार्लियामेंट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, पार्लियामेंट में ये है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर देयर, व्हाट एम आई फॉरगेटिंग, एंड देन यू रिवाइज इट दैट वे, and then your notes would be ready, and that would be happening at the fag end only. Don't expect it would happen now. तो अब तो बस have some rough notes, मतलब I won't say एक चीज़ पकड़ना, या तो standard books या your handwritten notes अगर आपने online sources को mix करके बनाए हैं, या फिर आपके coaching के notes, but have one thing only. ठीक है?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
I have 2 questions. First is how to be very confident in public speaking, like say reducing the stage fear, and secondly while reading newspapers how to make notes so that we can improvise our answer writing in that.
ठीक है. पब्लिक स्पीकिंग तो आई डोंट नो आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट अभी भी. तो इट्स लाइक ऑलवेज यू हैव टू कीप स्पीकिंग, यू हैव टू गेट आउट ऑफ द फियर ऑफ स्पीकिंग ऑल द टाइम. Anytime you are going to speak publicly, it's always going to be there that you are going to feel fearful. दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ तो चलेगा ना, मैं कुछ ना कुछ बोल के तो ना आ जाऊँ उनके आगे, ऐसे ही कुछ ना बोल दूँ. आई एम नॉट प्लान्ड, आई एम नॉट स्ट्रक्चर्ड, so that's going to happen all the time, and it happens every time with me. But at the end of the day you have to like conquer that fear out, go out and speak in public. एक बार गड़बड़ करोगे, 2 बार करोगे, 3 बार करोगे, चौथी बार तो उससे सीख के कुछ तो इम्प्रूवमेंट करोगे ना. बट डरना नहीं है, तो डर निकाल दिया. अगर वो भी नहीं हो पा रहा है, गो एंड स्पीक टू योरसेल्फ इन फ्रंट ऑफ मिरर. मिरर के सामने भी नहीं बोला जा रहा, कैमरा खोल के बोल लो. वो भी नहीं हो रहा है एक अकेले रूम में पोडियम के ऊपर खड़े होके स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग. तो डू ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, दिस विल हेल्प एट टाइम्स. एंड देन व्हाट वाज योर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन? हाँ, न्यूज़पेपर के नोट्स. तो न्यूज़पेपर के नोट्स पर्सनली बताऊँ तो आई डिडंट मेक, मतलब मैंने एक दो बार ट्राई किए बट मुझे नहीं लगता कि कभी उन्होंने मुझे ज़्यादा हेल्प किया. न्यूज़पेपर के लिए क्या होता है कि आई यूज टू जस्ट रिकॉल इट ऑन अ पेज. तो पूरा न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ लिया ना, उसको पढ़ने के बाद कई बार तो होता था न्यूज़पेपर के पहले पेज पे ही ना, जिसपे वो बाजीराम के या विजन IAS के वो आए हुए होते थे, उसी पे आई जस्ट यूज टू स्क्रिबल डाउन. आई यूज टू स्क्रिबल डाउन कि अच्छा पहले पेज पे ये था, दूसरे पे ये था, एडिटोरियल्स ये थे, उन्होंने ये बोला, ऐसे बोला. जस्ट आफ्टर रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर इट जस्ट रिफ्रेशेज योर हेड कि वट एवर यू हैव रेड. बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वंस इट हैपेंड, मैंने पूरा न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ लिया. पापा आए मेरे पास, ही आज में बेटा क्या था आज न्यूज़पेपर में? मैंने कहा पापा बर्ड फ्लू हो गया. करेक्ट. एंड देन आई रियलाइज, मैंने कहा ये तो बहुत ही खराब चीज़ नहीं बोल दी है मैंने. And then I realized कि I actually need to recall whatever I am reading, and then I started this exercise and it helps. तो ये तो उस दिन कर लिया. अगर उससे बेटर आपको करना है, हफ्ते के बाद फिर दिमाग से खंगाल लो कि क्या क्या हुआ था इस हफ्ते में. क्या हुआ था? अच्छा मंडे को क्या हुआ था? ये हुआ था. फिर ट्यूसडे क्या हुआ था? तो वेंसडे क्या हुआ था? गो लाइक दिस. देन आई यूज टू डू वन मोर एक्सरसाइज. सामने मैप लगा हुआ है, इंडिया का भी है, वर्ल्ड का भी है. इंडिया के मैप को देख के अच्छा हरियाणा में इस हफ्ते क्या हुआ है, अच्छा यहाँ पे बंगाल में क्या हुआ है इस हफ्ते, तमिलनाडु में क्या हुआ है. दैट्स हाउ यू रिकॉल इट आउट. तो दैट्स व्हाट यू कैन ऑल्सो डू. तो रिकॉलिंग इज द स्ट्रैटेजी विच आई हैव फेल्ट. एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ यू कैन जस्ट नोट डाउन कि क्या इंपॉर्टेंट हैपनिंग्स हुई हैं इस मंथ के दौरान या इस हफ्ते के दौरान, एंड दैट वुड बी इनफ फॉर यू. तो बस वो दिमाग में रहनी चाहिए.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Actually, I have a question that we have heard that it is very important to clearly understand the syllabus of UPSC. So I have a question that how to, what is the correct way to analyze the syllabus of UPSC?
याद है syllabus? याद कर लो. एक बार याद करो, 3-4 बार याद करोगे, पढ़ोगे, बार बार पढ़ोगे, फिर पता चलेगा कि हाँ ज्योग्राफी में तो इसने बस यही चीज़ें पूछी हैं मुझसे, ये चीज़ें मुझे नहीं पढ़नी है. ऐसे ही आप हिस्ट्री का देखोगे, पॉलिटिकल साइंस का देखोगे, इकोनॉमिक्स का देखोगे. इकोनॉमिक्स में आपको पता चलेगा कि मनी मार्केट तो है ही नहीं उसके अंदर, जो GS3 का सिलेबस है, तो वो तो थोड़ा बहुत मुझे बस प्रीलिम्स के लिए पढ़ना है. सो दैट्स हाउ यू गो अबाउट इट. तो उसको अच्छे से ना रट लो एक तरीके से. सिलेबस शुड बी इन योर हेड. When it is in your head, then things become clear. And syllabus के साथ साथ when you start preparing with your standard books, उसमें भी देखो कि syllabus के साथ मैं कहाँ situate कर पा रही हूँ. When you are done with it, you pick up PYQs, then you will realize the importance of syllabus more. तो मैंने क्या किया था actually, syllabus के सब headings के हिसाब से मैंने PYQs को divide कर लिया था, which gave me more clarity कि हाँ ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है तो कुछ भी चीज़ बाहर नहीं है सिलेबस के, ये चीज़ पूछी गई है तो ये सिलेबस के इस हेड से आ रही है, इस हेड को मैं इस तरीके से डील करूँगी. तो दैट एड्स मोर क्लैरिटी टू इट. तो याद करो सिलेबस. ठीक है. हाय
मैम, जो लास्ट स्पीकर आए थे लास्ट वाले सेशन में, उनका भी एक्सपीरियंस 10-15 साल का है पढ़ाने में, टीचिंग में, और वो बता रहे थे कि बच्चे अब 12th के बाद से ही तैयारी शुरू कर देते हैं. और उनका एक पॉइंट ये भी था कि हमें 12th के बाद से ही तैयारी शुरू कर देनी चाहिए, क्योंकि जितना जल्दी हम सर्विस में जाएंगे उतने बड़े पोस्ट पे हमारे पहुंचने की संभावना है. और मैम अभी हम देखते हैं कि अगर हम कॉलेज को छोड़ देते हैं 3 साल, जो 4 साल कॉलेज का है, तो फिर कॉलेज में जो भी एक्टिविटीज़ होती रहती है, अगर हम उसमें पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करते हैं तो हमारा कॉलेज लाइफ ही गया. तो मैम आपने कुछ समय पहले कहा कि हमें 1-2 साल अपने कॉलेज में देनी चाहिए ठीक से, कॉलेज के जो भी एक्टिविटीज़ होती है उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए स्किल्स वगैरह गेन करने के लिए. तो मैम हम किन की बात को माने, उनकी बात को माने, आपकी बात को माने? मैम हमारे पास इन्फॉर्मेशन बहुत सारे हैं, यूट्यूब पे बहुत सारे.
ना मेरी माननी है ना उनकी माननी है, क्योंकि मैंने भी किसी की नहीं मानी. मैंने वो मानी जो मुझे खुद लगा, जो when I used to sit with my pen and paper when ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द थॉट्स विच आई वॉज हैविंग साथ में वो डंप हो गए, एंड देन व्हाट द आउटकम वाज कमिंग आउट, वो बारिंग द थिंग आउट कि 12वीं के बाद तैयारी कर देनी चाहिए शुरू, जितनी जल्दी जाओ आप सर्विस में उतना अच्छा है. बट डज एनीबडी लाइक डम्ब asses इन द सर्विस? नो, मतलब बिल्कुल डम्बो तो नहीं चाहिए ना सर्विस में. 12th में आपकी पर्सनालिटी कैसी थी? हाउ वर यू? बच्चे थे ना,
एवरेज बच्चे.
कॉलेज में आपकी पर्सनालिटी चेंज हुई है? दिल्ली आए थे पहले? दिल्ली से ही हो? दिल्ली आए थे पहले? कॉलेज की वजह से आए? कॉलेज ने सिखाया? दिल्ली घूमे थे? बिहार घूमे थे जैसे दिल्ली घूमे हो? इट हैज चेंज्ड यू, नो. इट हैज मेड यू अ डिफरेंट पर्सन. इट हैज मेड यू मोर पावरफुल टू चेंज द challenges out there in the world. अब जिले में चले जाओ and you are not able to face the challenges out there. कैसे ही ऑफिसर होंगे? And UPSC at the end of the day is also taking a personality test which you have to clear. तो मतलब I won't suggest, and from my personal experience I'd say, though I decided pretty early, I'd say कि अगर 1.5 साल कंसिस्टेंटली कोई भी मेहनत कर लेता है ना, कोई भी 1.5 साल, 1 साल का एग्जाम है, उससे लगा लो आप 6 महीने पहले या 8 महीने पहले, आई एम हैप्पी फॉर दैट.
हम सेकंड क्वेश्चन कि हम में से ज़्यादातर लोग BA कर रहे होंगे, MA कर रहे होंगे, BSc कर रहे होंगे, तो उनके पास मैम बैकअप ऑप्शन क्या लेके चले? आगे एकेडमिक में जाएं या फिर कोई?
ये 2 डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस है. एक तो कह रहे हो कि 12वीं के बाद ही लग जाए, एक यू आर आस्किंग कि बैकअप क्या लेके चले.
दोनों तरह के डाउट है इसलिए.
बैकअप मेरे पास नहीं था. आई कांट टेल अबाउट द बैकअप, बट व्हाट माय फ्रेंड्स आर डूइंग. कोई तो ये प्रोफेसर वाला जो एग्जाम होता है उसकी तैयारी करते हैं, या फिर मैनी हैव जॉइंड इन एज कंसल्टेंट्स, या फिर मैनी हैव गॉन फॉर फॉरेन स्टडीज. Then they are working with the embassies, many are working with the international institutions, many are working with these partnerships and all. So that is what you can also go in. If you have good public speaking skills, you have good experience in your own field, you can go into the private sector also, you can gain new skills. So if you want to keep a plan B in the changing world, I'll also suggest, like I am also trying to do that, gain new skills which are there, learn Python, learn AI, learn all these things, so that it doesn't throw you out in that sense. So if you have those skills, you can actually get a job for yourself when you require it. Okay? और कुछ पूछना है?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
Myself Shruti. I am a first year student of BCom Honors. Ma'am, recently DU declared the first sem result, and I got a decent SGPA. When I said this to my father, his reaction was, किसी को 10 SGPA नहीं आता है क्या? कोई यूनिवर्सिटी टॉपर नहीं बनता है क्या? Despite I got 9.3, he wasn't happy with it. In CRISP, we already have toxic relatives in our home, in our environment, and sometimes parents are not able to understand us. I know that they're not wrong, but their idea and our idea sometimes didn't incline in the same way. How to deal with it? Because I'm already dealing those toxic, but at the end, parents also don't understand in some circumstances. So how to deal with it?
Why do you have to deal with anything that is toxic in your life?
But actually, I can't ignore. That's the problem.
No, ignore. It's your choice. It's your choice at the end of the day. I'll tell you, it's good to take parents in your confidence. To have your parents in your party and ignore everybody out there in the world. मतलब make parents your party, tell them कि मैं ये कर रही हूँ, इस हिसाब से कर रही हूँ, और आप चाहते हो जो मैं कर दूँगी. Believe in me. The world doesn't matter. It stops mattering to you. And nobody is toxic. If they are the way they are there for a reason for you. Let them be there. You can't, and be nice to them. You will stop finding them a little less, like you will find them a little less toxic if you are nice to them, and if you think that they don't matter in my life. So they are there for their purpose, you are there for your purpose, and life will keep on happening. Yeah. आवाज नहीं आ रही.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गुड आफ्टरनून मैम. मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि कैन यू टेल अस अबाउट द प्रोजेक्ट और इनिशिएटिव दैट यू आर पार्टिकुलरली प्राउड ऑफ एंड व्हाट मेड इट सो सक्सेसफुल.
My project or my initiative in my district. अभी तो I was a under trainee in Hisar. तो अभी तो I have just been an under trainee officer. For as an under trainee I did work as a BDO. So BDO-ship होती है. वहाँ पे the things which I have done for a period of 2 months, I am absolutely proud of whatever I have done. So I can't tell it out here, but it's very good to work. Like when you are on a field, it's very good to actually see that you are delivering it to the people. It's very good to see that what you are doing and what you get to do, and it's very good to constantly learn from others. So it's not that ki when you get into the service you know everything and people out there don't know anything. When you are on the field you are constantly learning, constantly experiencing, constantly doing your things, and then you get good assignments where you actually get to do very good work. So that's what it is.
Thank you.
So hello ma'am, first of all good afternoon ma'am, and thank you member of the whole society Sankalp, and thank you Adit Bhaiya personally. And ma'am, my question is, the first question is how to prepare. Don't know this question was done in here or not. How to prepare for UPSC with college studies. Suppose that I am in second year, and what steps should I have to take? And as you are in the college, what should you use the strategy, and when you to take the coaching, and if you want to reveal, then you can also reveal the coaching institute if you have taken, and if you have done the self study, then you can. And the last thing is the one message that you want to give us for the this whole session. Thank you ma'am.
Yeah, so college के साथ साथ कैसे तैयारी करें, तो एज I've said, मतलब एक टाइम पे तो आपको नहीं तैयारी करनी है. जब आप तैयारी करने लगो तो I'll tell you how I started preparing. So I started preparing in my third year. Newspaper is the first thing. You have to know what is going around, and then you read newspaper every day. So I had a schedule for myself in my third year. So I used to wake up around 6. I used to read my newspaper. Then I had got my lectures scheduled in a manner. So LSI में you can't skip classes. So I had got my lectures शेड्यूल्ड इन अ मैनर, कोई प्रॉक्सी नहीं लग रही थी, तो कि जो भी होगा या तो वो फर्स्ट हाफ में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, या फिर वो सेकंड हाफ में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, या फिर बीच में मेरे को ना 2 घंटे मिल जाएंगे, मतलब 2 लेक्चर मेरे स्किप हो जाएंगे, सो दैट आई कैन जस्ट रश बैक टू माई हॉस्टल रूम, स्टडी वट एवर आई वॉन्ट टू. तो उस तरीके से मैंने चीज़ें शेड्यूल, तो 1-2 ट्यूटोरियल उस हिसाब से मैंने करा लिया कि मैंने दूसरे ग्रुप्स ज्वाइन कर लिए टीचर्स को पूछ के, या फिर आई ज्वाइन दोज क्लासेस जिसमें मतलब दोज विच आर हैपनिंग एट दी लेटर पार्ट ऑफ इट. दैट्स हाउ आई मेड माई शेड्यूल. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज टू हैव अ शेड्यूल. सो ऑल दिस आई यूज टू डू. तो सुबह उठे, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ा, क्लासेस गए, आके यूपीएससी का काम किया. यूपीएससी का काम करने के बाद आई यूज टू गेट फ्री अराउंड 7. वहाँ से फ्री होके फिर कॉलेज का जो भी थोड़ा बहुत काम है वो किया. आई हैड यूज टू हैव माई डिनर, देन आई यूज टू टेक अ बुक, read it and sleep. That's what my schedule was. That's how I balanced it out in my third year, which is what I feel was a very good routine which I had back then. And for the coaching part of it in my third year, along with college, I didn't take any coaching, because even if I would have taken coaching, I know I would have faltered on it. क्योंकि कोचिंग लोगे, आपको उसके लेक्चर्स भी लगाने हैं, आपको कॉलेज के लेक्चर्स भी लगाने हैं, उसके नोट्स भी बनाने हैं, वो भी पढ़ना है, तो इट गेट्स टू मच इन दैट सेंस. तो वट एवर आई कुड रीड अकॉर्डिंग टू माई शेड्यूल, आई रेड दैट, एंड दैट डिड हेल्प मी अ लॉट इन दैट सेंस. उसके बाद आई डेडिकेटेडली स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग आफ्टर माई कॉलेज ओनली. दैट्स द पार्ट ऑफ इट. योर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट्स द लेसन आईड से, मतलब what is the one message I'd like to give after this session is that again it's about your mind and it's not about the matter out there. as you can control the mind, you can actually conquer whatever you want to. It's just about fixing the target, and then after you fix the target, it's actually delimiting that target on a pen and paper कि हाँ मैं इस तरीके से इस टारगेट की तरफ प्रोसीड करने वाला हूँ या करने वाली हूँ। और कुछ भी था क्वेश्चन आपका? ठीक है।
What an enriching and insightful session it was. Ma'am, you started with "We are what our thoughts are," and then you started your own thoughts in your own curated poem, which gave a positive start to the session. And I would really thank you to mention the things which I and I guess everyone related, that yes, we question our decisions daily, and we get misled by friends like internet, and we get ignored, and then we feel amazingly bad. And I would really thank you to mention those things. And yes, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to you for sharing your valuable knowledge with us today, ma'am.
Now let me take a moment to introduce Sankalp, the Civil Services Society of University of Delhi. Our motto, Sankalpa Seva Shakti, embodies our commitment to harnessing the power of determination for the service of society. जब संकल्प सेवा का हो और नियत साफ हो तो रास्ते खुद पे खुद बन जाते हैं। सिविल सेवा एक पद नहीं है बल्कि एक प्रतिबद्धता है, देश के लिए, समाज के लिए और एक उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए। Now I would like to call Aditya Chaurasia, the President of Sankalp, the Civil Services Society, for a few words of gratitude and to present a token of appreciation.
Good afternoon, everyone. On the behalf of Sankalp, the Civil Services Society of University of Delhi, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to IAS Kanika Goyal ma'am for gracing us with her presence and delivering such a powerful and deeply enriching session from her busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am, for providing us time from your busy schedule and engaging with the audience and the aspirants. Ma'am, your talk on mind over matter in dealing with examination, particularly UPSC, was not just a lecture, it was an experience. Your journey, insights and reflections gave us something more than a strategy and hope. You reminded us that success in demanding exam like UPSC is not just about books and preparation, but also about mental strength, consistency and believing in ourselves. Thank you once again for providing us the time and inspiring us and guiding the entire audience. Your words will stay with us so long, and after the event we will also continue to encourage us to move forward in the respective journey. Once again, thank you, ma'am. It was truly an honor to host you the second time. I would like to thank the entire audience for actively listening and participating throughout the session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
I just hope I didn't bore you all. It was lovely interacting with you all. I just felt back that I was transported 5 years back. It was lovely, amazing. I just hope that it could help you all. Civil services करना है, नहीं करना है, सब नहीं कर पाएंगे, सब मतलब अगर चाहोगे तो कर लोगे, I'll say, but उस मतलब don't limit yourself to it. It's always good to have a pen and paper. Whatever you want to do in your life, write it out loud and then start working on it. You have immense power within you, so just work it out. Take care. Thank you, take care. Thank you for this.